What is going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Dark Deity. Today we're on chapter 12, Eye of the Storm, and let's go ahead and jump into our bonds and get these rolling, because it looks like we do have a bunch of them. So Vesta has one with Irving, Corvin, and Helena. Okay, so we'll start with Irving. Irving looks so weird with his like brown hair now. Irving, you've done a noble thing putting together a group like this. Honestly, I'm not sure how you managed to get everyone to cooperate. It can't have been easy. Thanks, but I can hardly claim credit for it myself. Seems the others would freely give it to you. That's the first I've heard of it. Humility is yet another mark of a skilled leader. If you're trying to conceal your importance in all this, I can hardly say it's working. Ha, I guess not. Perhaps discretion is a skill I can learn from you. Everyone must guard their secrets, sometimes for the good of others. Right now, it seems it would do a great deal for the good of others if more secrets were brought to light. You search for answers. I understand. I have many questions myself. But answers come in their own time. And patience is a faithful servant to those who avail themselves of it.
It's not that simple.
If we must wait, so be it. But that's no excuse for inaction. Indeed not. And between the aspects you've gathered and the strange events of our time, there's much to attend to. Which is why, while we both wait, you can be assured of my assistance. Good. We need all the help we can get. Alright, that was pretty short. Corvin. Seems you hardly ever part with that quill, Corvin. Inspiration is a fickle lover. A faithful writer must be ready to reach for his pen at the moment's notice. And what about an unfaithful writer? I wouldn't know. Never read any of their work. Fair point.
A moment, please.
On the subject of inspiration, your background has sparked my curiosity. There are a few questions I might ask if you had the time.
As you will.
I figured as much. Tell me, the trove of aspects you kept at the temple, did you guard them alone, or were there others with you? Corvin, I'm no hermit. Of course there were others. Those who supported my mission, the clerics who sent me to this temple, and so on.
Certainly.
Naturally, but I mean actually with you in the temple. Some local folk, all rather lovely. Merchants, farmers, travelers, pilgrims from all over Etland. I grew fond of them.
How?
And yet, all that while, your mission was hidden from them?
Sworn to protect.
Defense of the aspects was not my only task, Corvin. I am a cleric. My duty was to tend to the faithful.
Sure.
Of course, no doubt they relied on you to inspire their faith. And who inspired yours? One who prays is never far from the divine. I'll admit, it was difficult at times. But there were little moments now and again that reminded me of my purpose, why I did what I did. Those moments sustained me. What interests you so much about my past anyway?
This shouldn't be possible.
Just something I've always wondered about clerics. So many lean on them. How can they stand on their own 2 feet?
Take heart.
Same as we march onwards now, together, supporting one another. It's no mystery, really. Good, in that case, our success depends on a proven strategy. I believe it does.
All right.
Then may we all take inspiration from your faith. Alright, Helena. It's good to be in the company of another woman of faith. It seems we both heard higher calls and followed them along different paths. I suppose that's true. Where did you discern? Based on your dress, I'd guess Wusheng, but I'm not familiar with all of the monasteries.
That's right.
You are correct. It seems you're well acquainted with the Silent Way. I grew up on Varroa. My father conducted archival work for the various faith traditions and Voldabon. There was a temple in the city. Have you visited the Tranquil Isle?
I'm afraid not.
No, but I did have occasion to meet the patient mother once when I was very little. She had a peace about her that struck me.
The silent guide.
Such a peace can only come through silence. There's something to be said for that. There's an awful lot of noise these days, no thanks to the war. Indeed. It seems a pity that one man's pride should cost so many lives.
Agreed.
Certainly. What was it like? The Tranquil Isle, I mean. Beautiful. My thoughts often dwell on it. I think often of home myself. The places I miss, friends, family. Do you still have family on Varroa? Not any worth missing. I see. Well, on the bright side, I imagine that left you somewhat free to pursue your vocation.
Failure is a good
She who comes to
teacher.
see trial as gift finds riches beyond measure. True, though that's no small task. Maybe you can teach me how you do it. I've plenty yet to learn myself. I'm not sure that ever changes. No, I don't believe it does. Alright. Oh my god, we have so many more still. Holy crap. Alright, might as well go down the list. Irving, it's got one with Alden and Sia. Oh, we're gonna get A with Sia. I'm down for that. And he went and bought a goat. No, that's not it. Rats. Something wrong, Sia? I'm trying to remember this song. The Lender's Boy. Did you ever know it?
Yes.
Yes, a long time ago. We used to have a little game to go with it. Exactly. Wow. Better days. Anyways, I can't remember part of the lyrics to one of the verses. Which verse? Here, I'll sing it for you. The baker's rolls were 2 a penny, but the lender's boy didn't have any. So he borrowed a purse from his father's coat. What's next? Now he owes him interest on a promissory note. Oh, that's right, a promissory note. I always used to think that was so weird. Imagine charging interest to your own child. To be fair, I'd be pretty upset if my son stole my coin purse.
Really?
Sure, but charging him interest? That's just low. You know, you have a lovely voice, Sia. Aw, shucks, thanks. I used to sing for the guests sometimes back at the Bandit. When they were behaving themselves, that is, so not too often. To help them forget their troubles? Sure, I figured it might take their minds off the road for a while. Well, I appreciate you trying to do the same for me. Oh no, it's not like that. Don't think twice about it. I believe it worked for a moment there. Most people deserve to go a whole lifetime without experience what you're going through now. I don't pretend to know what most people deserve, but you got me thinking about my childhood. Back then I was blessed with all kinds of gifts without doing anything to deserve them. Maybe it all comes due in the end. If that's the case, I think the gods owe you a lot of interest. Guess we'll have to find out. When we do, I'll sing a song about it. I think I'd like to hear that. Maybe you will. Alright. Now we got Alden. Alden, I don't think I've congratulated you recently. You're speeding through a mage's greatest milestones at a pace I never thought possible. Hope you're setting aside time to take it all in. Thanks, I tried to. Are you following your sister's advice? Eating well and getting lots of sleep? I think so. Very good. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong, honest. Everything you're saying makes sense. Look, I know the events at Swift Harbor changed me, and not just physically either. There's this new sensitivity around the aspects and other phenomena.
Don't worry.
But I want to assure you I haven't turned into some vicious animal or been replaced by an imposter. I'm still the same Irving you know. I have all the same memories and the same fondness and respect for our friends, as well as for you and your sister. Don't worry, Irving. Don't worry, Irving, I know that.
Yes.
Of course you do, yes. This must just be strange for you to witness. I don't think I would know how to respond either if I were in your position. Just don't know what that's like. If something like that were to happen to me, tomorrow, I mean, I can't even imagine. Then don't, Alden. There's no use in it.
Together.
We've all experienced loss enough already, one way or another. We can't afford to feel the loss of those we still have with us. We have to concentrate on looking out for each other instead. That's all I really want anyway, to help protect you guys and my sister. Good, then you're on the right path. Wait, who else does he have? Oh, Lincoln, I totally missed this one. Irving, I have never been one for fine words, but even if I were, I expect the right ones would be hard to find now. I can only imagine what you feel. I don't know what it's like to lose a brother.
Sterling.
Maybe not, but you know what it's like to lose your friend. My dearest friend. The void of his absence is a burden we will both bear. I only wish we had more time. I don't think he expected to die that day.
Good man.
Soldier makes his peace with death the moment he lifts a sword. Sterling was no exception. How can you be sure? Because we made a pact, Sterling and I. Either of us should perish. We take care of each other's families.
Indeed.
Yes. And I suppose that's what you're doing now? Irving, of course I have no intention of failing my oath to your brother, but it's not as if you're some helpless child in need of defending. You've learned to protect yourself better than I could ever hope to. And your friends. I'd say Sterling would be proud of you for that, but I know he already was. A bit premature on his part, but he said as much. And I know he meant it.
Together.
Then with any luck, we'll make him right. We'll honor his legacy together.
With honor.
Desire nothing more. Alright, that was a quick one. Not bad. Arima's got a couple here. Good old Caius. Hope you don't mind my saying so, Arima, but getting a fight with you is a bit surreal. Seems I have no shortage of admirers in this company. Not at all. I didn't grow up in Oasis, but everyone from the old men to the street urchins told stories about your fights. Where did you grow up? Concordia? Ah, I've never been. But then again, I hardly traveled at all before my exile. Let me tell you, you're not missing much. Unless you've tasted for massive supply caravans or watching beggars scrap in the dust for a loaf of bread. I wouldn't say I fall into those categories. The Oasis was a much better choice. Was that always your dream as a child, to move to the capital? As soon as I learned what my father did, yes. He was a fighter too? Indeed. I think that's what planted the desire to compete within me at a young age. I believe it. Honestly, I think that's why stories about you always fascinated us as kids. Your childhood dream wasn't just something you talked about, you actually lived it. For a time. I guess, but that's always true, isn't it? What happened to you wasn't fair. I think even those who orchestrated it knew that. But the end always comes sooner or later.
Things change.
So it does, and now we have before us a new beginning. Exactly, and that's pretty exciting. Yes, it is. Alright. Arma, pardon me, I read so much of your exploits, and now to finally meet you, well, suffice it to say I'm honored you decided to accompany. Oh my god, I am having a stroke. Somebody help me. Holy shit. I'm honored you've decided to accompany us. You're shaking like a wet dog, Elf. Have some dignity. What? Oh, I suppose I am. Perhaps there's a draft. So you are the one who led the others to my trial. Yes, and it was no trivial task. Do not make yourself easily discoverable. If I had, I expect you might have found me too late. Before another challenger bested you? I hardly think it likely. I do not claim to have the power to single-handedly stem the tide of the armies of Aramor. Would armies have been sent after you? There are those with the power to send them who stand to gain much satisfaction from my death, even still.
I must write that down.
I speak of those responsible for your exile. I speak of whom I speak.
Certainly.
Perhaps that was presumptuous of me to ask. Might we start at the beginning then? What was it like to grow up under the shadow of your father, the great mirage of the Silent Sands? And how should I share my story with you, when I have yet to finish writing it myself?
Absurd.
We all must share our stories while we yet live, or we risk them being rewritten by others. We risk them being rewritten by other less reliable narrators. Is that a threat? Of course not, merely a humble historian's advice.
I'm getting too old for this.
Come then, let us go where we might speak more privately. I will tell you of my father. Wonderful. Alright. Oh, we knocked out a bunch of those pretty quick. Okay. Marin, we got with Alden real quick, and then just Elias with somebody at the bottom. Alden, you're covered in soot. Yeah, I think that happens when I cast too many spells at close range. Let's get you cleaned up. Are you feeling alright? Are you hurt? Not hurt, really. Just a little exhausted, I think. I know what you mean. Hey, can I ask you a question? Of course, anything. What happened to Sterling exactly? Why couldn't you and Lincoln heal him? Thought you might ask about that. Is that a bad thing? No, it's perfectly understandable that you'd want to know. I only wish I had a better explanation for what happened. I don't know why we couldn't heal him. There was some kind of strange and terrible magic at work. I'd never seen anything like it before in my life. Seems like neither had Lincoln. The other soldiers took him back with them, right? Couldn't somebody else have healed him? No, Alden, by then he was dead. He was gone. I hope that's the most that you know of loss for a long time. But in our world, you don't often get so lucky. Is it like that for everyone? I'm not sure what you mean. When we defeat our enemies, do their families miss them? Not all of our enemies are living humans. The undead we faced in Drakenweld, for example, they were nothing more than animated corpses. Sure, but what about when we fought the Aramorans or the Delian troops?
Alden.
Yes, Alden, many of them had fathers and mothers, brothers, and all the rest of it. But don't forget, many of them would have just as easily taken you from your friends and family if they had the chance. I guess, but it's still hard to think about. I know, I think it's supposed to be. It can help us remember never to take a life unless it's absolutely necessary. But when it is necessary, don't second guess yourself. We have to do what we can to survive. We have to look out for each other, you know? Yeah, I know.
Alden.
When you feel this way, do you think you can try to remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, I can try. Alright, that was a mouthful. Holy crap. Alright, Elias and Sia, and we're done. Things are getting tense. Are you sure we're making the right decision sticking around? Are you kidding me? Irving's brother just died. We didn't kill the baddie. He needs us. Look around us, Sia. There are some massively capable people already here for him. Joining an army? Sure. Leaving Etlin in search of some ancient order we've never heard of? Not so much. You know me better than anyone else in the world. You know how much I hated living in Duskwater with no purpose whatsoever. What we're doing now is important.
Perhaps.
I don't know what I'm so sure. Who are we to know what is in the right?
Oh, come on.
Well, I don't know about you, but this is my life, and I'm going to live it how I want and by my own convictions. It's right because I say it's right. That's good enough for me. Been listening to Lincoln too much. Maybe. His way of life is so simple. Sort of beautiful, don't you think? Truthfully, I think it would be better fitting of a simpleton. But there is much I can find in my... Oh, I am having a stroke today, boys. Holy shit. There is much I find admirable in how he carries himself. That's what's so inspiring about it, though. What need do you have of nuance when you've already decided your next action 10 minutes before you even know what the options are?
I'm with you.
I can see how it would seem alluring to your impulsive self. I think a more measured approach is appropriate, but I've also learned not to judge. He's a capable warrior and a friend. He's cute too. See ya, he's a decade older than you are. Oh, not for me. I think he's got eyes for our new priestess friend. Well, Vesta seems to carry heavy burdens. She could use the comfort of partnership, I think. Oh, I'm Elias. I don't judge people, except when I do. You're my confidant for it. It's a bad habit I've been trying to kick. Your gossiping heart brings it out of me. Oh, sure. Go ahead and blame me for your shortcomings.
Sure thing.
I will. You better keep your distance or I'm gonna muss up your hair or something fierce. Alright. Let's go ahead and see what kind of upgrades we got. You know what? Let's go buy some upgrades. We got all this money. Haven't really used it. We're gonna buy a couple of these. We'll go up to 10 and then we'll buy like... Boom. Yeah. Alright. Who do we want to use? Oh, my poor Elias, dude. Level 12 down here. We got to do something about this poor guy. Alright. Yeah, we'll start with Irving. Okay, well, we'll upgrade the trident. I'm okay with this. We got a Dengpa. Everybody should have a blue weapon for the most part, right? So, what do I want to do here? We have so many units now. Jeez. All right. Let's see. All right. We're gonna use Sia next time. Alden's chilling too. He's got 2 weapons. All right, Benji. Yeah, you know what, Benji, we'll take the saber also. We'll wait on Sarah. Sloan was going ham with Twister, I remember that. I'm down to fucking level that up. Helena's pretty insane. Kinda like the Gladius Hunter, we'll upgrade that. Straight into our broadsword. Please. There it is. Garrick's got 2 weapons. Marin's she kind of just heals. We'll come back to her. Caius. Yeah, he does pretty good with this. Uchi Katana. Okay. What do we want to do? Bianca. I feel like she uses Surge pretty, pretty often, and then maybe like Shock Hawk or something. I think we'll upgrade Surge, and then we'll give somebody else. We'll give 2 more people another blue weapon. So let's give our lower level people another blue weapon. Like my poor boy Elias here is struggling. Do we go? I guess we go Flail. I think we use pretty often on him. And then yeah, these are my lowest levels down here. I will go we'll go Knife, and we'll go Chris on Brick. Alright. And that's it for our bonds and kind of setup. So I will see you guys in the next one for the chapter. Peace.